From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordo, and this is your News 8 Daily for Wednesday, August 19th. It was beautiful finally yesterday. Today, though, expect some rain again, especially in southern Indiana. We could have some heavy downpours this afternoon and evening, and that's the area, honestly, where the river flooding continues and the White River is still going through the state, cresting. So just be safe. A lot of areas still flooded out there.
Your day moves fast. Your news should too. That's why there's a new and improved Wish TV app, bringing you more local news, breaking alerts, live streaming, weather forecasts, radar, and Indiana sports, all in one place. Customize your news feed to see the stories that matter most to you and get the information you need when you need it. Download the new and improved Wish TV app today on iOS or Android and take News 8 with you everywhere.
I'm not going to soft sell the fact that this was a significant event in the history of our city, and I'm optimistic that over time we'll be able to come out of it, but it's not going to happen overnight.
Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett is addressing the long road to recovery in the Ravenswood neighborhood in the wake of historic flooding. Officials now say people can return home, but not everyone feels safe to do that. News 8's Kat Sandoval shows us how the community is starting to pick up the pieces.
Here in Ravenswood, the cleanup continues. Some roads are flooded and some neighbors still don't have power. House after house, city crews pick up what was once a couch or a dresser, wet personal items left on the lawn. Jessica Arvizo says the only items saved from her first floor are cleaning supplies. She takes us inside what's left of her home. Her partner and friend taking off wet insulation, her flooring stripped to prevent mold.
Just keep faith and hope that we're going to be okay. It's just really overwhelming. Yeah, I mean, I usually we're on the outskirts looking in on people going through direct disastrous things, but I'm trying to keep positive about it, and doesn't help to cry around like I am, but it's just devastating to know what's going on with my community.
Jessica tells me she's grateful everything on the second floor was saved and that she has insurance. However, she says getting a hold of them is tough.
I've called 2 different numbers. I cannot get through. It just goes to a beep, beep, beep thing. So I'm kind of getting a little bit anxiety about that because I do want to get some type of something going on with, happening and making me feel a little bit better about helping us out.
Next door, Anya Reed's first floor flooded for days end.
Today we finally started draining the water. There's still a little bit of water in it. We don't have power. So going in, cleaning up, it's a little difficult.
Reed says she doesn't have flood insurance, and she's not the only one across the flooded areas. But state leaders are now stepping in to help.
So if you don't have insurance, we're going to do all we can to make sure between federal and state resources, everyone in the community is taken care of, even with those without insurance today. Certainly philanthropic resources, we will harness whatever we can do to make sure that all of the families in this community are whole. I will be fighting for that to happen.
Glendale Christian Church, located a few blocks down, has become the hub. There's food, supplies, bathrooms, and a place to wash your hands. Volunteers say even some have parked their cars and slept in this nearby parking lot.
They don't know what they need right now, but every day we're coming up with new things we need. Like right now, we just found out we need floodlights. They can't continue to work at night in their basements because they don't have power.
City leaders say standing water remains in certain areas of Ravenswood, and they are encouraging people to stay away until floodwaters recede. Organizers at this church says there's still a lot of need for volunteers, box fan, floor fans, and generators.
Our community in Ravenswood is amazing. I mean, people come together.
Reporting in Ravenswood, I'm Kat Sandoval for Wish TV, wishtv.com.
In Noblesville, people in the Riverwood neighborhood are starting to clean up too, but there's still flooding in some areas. Roads are closed in parts of the neighborhood, and some people still can't get back to their homes. Volunteers from local organizations and businesses are helping clean up debris. They're also collecting and distributing donated supplies like clothes, water, food, and cleaning products. One person whose house was flooded says the community effort has helped to make this whole process easier.
These are great people out here. We have worked together, we're taking care of each other, and we're doing the best we can. And we've got a lot of great volunteers. that's helped, and we appreciate everything, and we're just all thankful that we're here.
Volunteers say all of the supplies were donated in the past 3 days. They also distributed supplies to people in Chesterfield, which also was impacted with the flooding. Carmel utility crews have temporarily stabilized the riverbanks to redirect floodwater along the White River. Officials say that Carmel's drinking water system has not been affected. Crews will continue to monitor for pipe ruptures. Officials say the Hazeldale Parkway Bridge, though, is considered a total loss. It's not really a surprise. They say that reconstruction could take up to 2 years. Hamilton County officials have also prohibited all recreational travel on the White River. You should not kayak, canoe, swim, tube, or go into the river until further notice. They say conditions are especially dangerous near the Hazeldale Parkway Bridge. Officials say you could be pulled under the water and swept into the collapsed bridge or directly into the quarry. In Henry County, people are regrouping 1 week after the flooding there. Wish TV's Justin Rosavi talked to people who are dealing with the damage and volunteers stepping up to help rebuild.
Major damage and lingering eyesores remain visible across Newcastle and Henry County after historic flooding hit the area last week. This auto repair shop in Newcastle apparently closed and left with a decimated roof. And at the home of Brandy Fritz in nearby Sulphur Springs, more than 2 feet of water flooded her basement at one point.
On my porch here is all of the items that were damaged in my basement. The flooding damaged my furnace and my hot water heater, and I lost a lot of personal items from my mom who passed away in December. The water was unsafe to drink. It was coming out gray and black.
Brandy says she was able to get a new hot water heater, but without flood insurance, she's concerned about how she's going to fix her broken air conditioning and replace her damaged belongings.
It's very hard. There's days where I cry most of the day. I just keep pushing through, just have the weight in my chest, and it just feels heavy.
Thankfully, one of Brandy's concerns was helped by the Salvation Army Center in Henry County. The nonprofit gave her drinking water. The organization also collected a large supply of donations and essential items to help other flood victims across the area.
We have been distributing food and water and cleaning supplies to flood victims. So if they can't make it here, we will actually pack them a food box and cleaning supplies, and we will bring it to them. And then, like, if you're elderly or you don't have family to help you, we will even help you clean up the mess or pack up your things.
The nonprofit estimates more than 300 people have come in to take items so far. One of them, Tanya Latham of Newcastle.
We had flooding in our back room that holds all of our clothes. So all of our clothes were ruined. Thankfully, we got most of them donated from the Salvation Army.
Tanya says she does not have flood insurance to help cover the cost of recovery, which she says has left her with an uphill battle to get her home back to normal.
Who thinks we're going to get a flood in Newcastle, Indiana? Nobody. The back of my house, the siding's off, the paper's off, and there's a hole in it from the tree. And now, every time it rains, it's going to get worse and worse.
In Henry County, I'm Justin Rosavi for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
In Cambridge City, a church in the heart of town has become a lifeline for flood survivors. Wayne County officials tell us nearly 250 buildings are damaged in the town. News 8's Garrett Berquist takes us there and shows us what survivors need most.
Cambridge City Christian Church has become the epicenter of the flood recovery effort, and people's thoughts are already beginning to turn to what comes next.
Here's where the water line was.
Lori Duran and her family have lived in this house for 24 years. They lost almost everything.
The first 2 days were mostly tears. I sat and cried for 2 hours before I even had anyone else come to the house.
The cleanup process changes from day to day. She's now on to tearing up floorboards. When she's not cleaning up, she's here every single day.
Oh, the church has been amazing. It is literally the hub of our town right now. We go in there, we eat breakfast every morning. We get gloves, we get towels to wipe our faces from sweat.
We have bath towels, disinfectant wipes, bleach, hand sanitizer, and here's a bunch of shoes and stuff for the kids if anybody needs stuff.
Cambridge City Christian Church distributes donated items every day from 7 in the morning to 11 at night. There are hot meals 3 times a day. There's also free laundry and a first aid station. Bonnie Robinette picked up an entire trunk load of supplies around midday.
There's a toiletry bag, the soaps, the food, the Red Cross, passing out blankets, and dog food for the dogs. It's great.
Ask anyone in Cambridge City what they need most, and answers will vary. Bloom says volunteers help clean out flooded buildings. Robinette names hot water for cooking and bathing. Duran tells me money to cover repair costs. But every single one of them says this one church embodies what Cambridge City is all about.
I can't imagine not living in this town. It's amazing. I've lived here for 52 years. Everyone knows everyone, and there's so much love in this town. Hugs and support.
Thank you, everyone. God bless you.
As a reminder, if you were affected by the floods, you can sign up to receive a disaster assistance grant from the state. You need to apply through Indiana 211. In Cambridge City, I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
More than 300 flood insurance claims have been filed as a result of the storms, but less than 1% of Indiana homeowners have flood insurance. Experts say you should not let that stop you from filing a claim anyway. Kara Kenny with Indiana's I-Team explains why.
Many people don't realize a typical homeowner's insurance policy does not cover flooding. Flood insurance can be expensive, so many people don't get it unless they live by a river or a high-risk area. Homeowners across Indiana are assessing the damage. They're expected to file a flurry of claims. Insurance companies say they're ready.
State Farm has sent in additional resources throughout the area to help our customers recover faster.
State Farm agents sell flooding policies, but they're actually written through FEMA or the National Flood Insurance Program.
The typical homeowner's policy does not cover flooding.
But if you have damage to your home, file a claim anyway, especially if you have wind damage.
When rain comes into the house, that is often a covered loss. So regardless of whether you have a flood policy or not, State Farm agents are there to help customers answer those questions and to go through your policy and go through your specific situation. So whether you have it or not, we want customers to contact us, reach out, and work with us on any coverages that might apply.
But what about damage to your vehicle?
Flooded cars are covered under your comprehensive portion of your auto policy.
The Indiana Department of Insurance recommends asking your insurance company if there's a time requirement for filing a claim.
If they feel that they received a denial and the insurance company is not honoring the policy, they can file a complaint with our department. We have a consumer services division, and they investigate those complaints.
The state insurance commissioner is calling on insurance companies to implement a 60-day moratorium for canceling insurance policies for people impacted by severe weather.
We don't particularly want them to have to worry about whether their policy is going to be canceled.
If you have storm damage, take lots of pictures, document the damage, and keep any receipts from repairs. If you don't have flood insurance, the Department of Insurance says it's a good idea to revisit.
We always encourage homeowners to take a look and see if it would be worth the risk if they don't have coverage.
The state says just 1 inch of water can cause $20,000 worth of damage to your property. I'm Kara Kenny with Indiana's I-Team.
Happening today, the Indianapolis Metropolitan Development Commission is set to consider amendments to a data center freeze for Marion County. The amendments include clarification on the definition of data centers and what types of facilities would and would not qualify under the moratorium. If the pause is approved, city staff would work with a committee of experts to review standards for data centers. The commission's meeting is set for 7 tonight at the City and County building. Indiana cities, towns, and counties will soon get another round of money to make up for a revenue loss during the state's gas tax holiday. The State Board of Finance approved more than $130 million of reimbursements yesterday, covering the suspension period from June 1st through June 30th. More than $43 million will go directly to local governments for road and street funding. The state comptroller's office says payments are already being processed and local communities should get that money within a few days. Today will be the third day of the Tupac murder trial in Las Vegas. Dwayne Davis is charged with the 1996 crime. Reed Binion reports.
You ask me something I'm going to be honest about. You ask me something I don't want to talk about, you're going to have a problem. Fiery testimony from a star witness on day 2 of the murder trial of Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, charged in the 1996 killing of rapper Tupac Shakur.
Treat me as a hostile witness. You're not going to talk to me and tell me as a grown man what I have to do up here.
On the night of Shakur's fatal shooting, James McDonald ran security at a Las Vegas night spot operated by Death Row Records co-founder Marion Suge Knight. Prosecutors say Shakur's killing was part of an exchange of violence between the Crips and Blood street gangs, revolving around Davis's nephew. McDonald gave candid testimony about violence between the two gangs. He also provided the biggest fireworks so far in the trial, at one point eliciting laughter in the courtroom.
Do you know how many people were on the payroll that night from your security team?
Y'all do paperwork different than we did. Our paperwork was what they call under the table.
Jurors also heard testimony from Reggie Wright Jr., the official head of Death Row Records security at the time of Shakur's killing. Davis previously cited Wright as possibly orchestrating the killing, a claim Wright denies. Jurors also saw autopsy photos Tuesday. One showed the green bag that held Shakur's body. Another showed a bullet fragment removed from his body. 2 of Shakur's family members left the courtroom before the most graphic visuals were displayed. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Happening today at the Indiana State Fair, first responders, service members, and their families will get in for free until Sunday. Fair officials announced that deal earlier this week as the state deals with severe flooding. Also today, it's the Celebrity Milking Contest. The Happy Together Tour takes the Hoosier Lottery free stage tonight. Show features artists and music from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. It starts at 7:30 tonight. Happening today, the Colts are back at Grand Park in Westfield for a joint practice with the Atlanta Falcons. This is ahead of their second preseason game against the team on Saturday. It's at Lucas Oil Stadium. Kicking the Stigma is sponsoring the practice today. Organizers say there will be a special Kicking the Stigma-themed giveaways, family-friendly activities, a chance to connect with local mental health organizations too. Tickets are $5. Colt City opens at 1, and the practice is scheduled to start at 3:30 this afternoon. With the 101-95 win against the Toronto Tempo last night, the Indiana Fever have now won 5 games in a row. Kelsey Mitchell scored 29 points in just 3 quarters. She sat out for the 4th, with head coach Stephanie White calling her having an overheating situation. Caitlin Clark had 24 points. Now Clark and Mitchell have each scored 20 or more in the same game 16 times this season. That breaks the previous WNBA record set by 2 Phoenix players in 2008. Mitchell also scored 20 or more for the 20th consecutive game, tying the record for the longest streak in WNBA history. That record is currently held by Asia Wilson for Las Vegas. Mitchell could break it when the Fever play tomorrow against the Dallas Wings. Tip-off for that game is 8 p.m. in Dallas. This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on Wish TV and WishTV.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at WishTV.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.